Welcome back to Travels with Alicia. Today I want to try a new idea. I want to bring you insight from travel experts. These people have a passion for travel and have found ways to fund this passion. There are people from all walks of life who have found ways to make travel part of their everyday lifestyle. And no two stories have been alike. I hope you can learn from this travel expert series. Today, my first travel expert is Tristen St. Clair. Tristen is my son's business partner and friend. And when I first met Tristen, I was blown away by his energy and passion for travel. He and his wife are jetting off to far-flung adventures at a drop of a hat. So I thought we would do this expert series by way of an interview and questions. So we're going to walk through 7 questions that will provide us insight to Tristen and his travels. So question number 1, how did you get interested in travel?
Well, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm very happy. I became interested in travel very early because I would get in trouble in school and my grandma would watch me after school. And if I got in trouble at school, my mom would say, you cannot do anything but do your homework and stay in your room. So my grandma would put on Steve Irwin, National Geographic, and she would watch these shows with me because she said that they were quote unquote educational. Well, she just wanted to watch TV as well. And she was like, you're going to sit with me. Years and years of doing that, my mom would always get mad, but she would say, it's educational, it's educational. So I would have to give my travel interests, I have to give credit to her because throughout my whole life growing up, I would watch National Geographic, and Steve Irwin and Crocodile Hunter. And that's where I got like the passion for it. So
that's amazing.
I have to give credit to my grandma.
That really sparked your interest. That's a fantastic story. Question number 2 is one I get asked from people all the time, and not many people talk about it. How do you fund your travels? Because when you talk to people, everybody wants to go places, but we all acknowledge resources are stretched in most families. So how do you make it work?
Well, everybody has their thing. My thing is travel. Some people, they're car people. They put all their money into cars, you know? They won't blink twice to buy $2,000 rims, but they're like, oh, $2,000 plane ticket? That's ridiculous. That's where I believe it comes in is, are you really a traveler? Because I am. That's where I put my money towards. I save my money. Yes, I'm not going to take a $6 coffee because that $6 coffee here will give me an excursion somewhere for $6. You know what I mean? I can go rent a surfboard and somebody to teach me how to surf in Nicaragua for $6. So it's little things like that where I save my money here in the U.S. so I can fund my traveling elsewhere. Because yes, the plane ticket's the most expensive, but so many people spend so much money on stupid things or their own hobbies. And my hobby to me is traveling. So that's why.
It's priorities. It really is priorities. And I think, putting that first, it sounds like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think everyone realizes where their money is going, how much of it falls through their fingers.
Yeah. And deals. Right. My goodness. Booking.com and Expedia, they have deals all year round, every month, every week. There's crazy deals where you can get hotels for so cheap, especially in other countries. And people they just go off of it. Oh, let me look. Oh, this is expensive. That's where their search ends,
right?
Is 2 seconds. Search a little bit longer. I promise you will find the best hotel you'll ever stay in for a fraction of the cost.
Oh, that's great. Great advice. So what type of traveler are you? Do you have a style? I mean, people talk about budget travelers or backpackers or luxury travel. How do you see yourself and what do you normally do?
So I would say starting off, I think I was a budget traveler. And I gradually moved out of budget traveling just because, you get older and you get better jobs. But even budget traveling, I would stay in a hotel or a Airbnb or Booking.com over and throughout the world has apartments. And I would stay in a high-rise villa in Malaysia, $35 a night. And it's all brand new build, granite countertops, floor to ceiling, 20-foot ceiling windows. And people say, oh my God, you're rich. It's $35 a night.
I don't think people realize that, Tristen.
People don't realize that because in the US, it's so expensive. You know, you go to the UK, it's also expensive. You get out of those countries, everything's so much cheaper. And so you can stay in these amazing villas, amazing hotels, people's houses. You know, you can go to Thailand and you can rent a house with a chef, all food included, a car, butlers, $1,000 for the week, and it's a mansion.
Yeah.
You know, you get 2-3 other people, you can split it. It's ridiculous how cheap it is.
And I don't think people realize how nice it is. You've made some interesting comments, and I get people looking at me in shock when I say those same comments, that people think that some of these countries are third world countries. They don't realize when you mention Malaysia for $35 a night, it's a 5-star place.
Yes.
So
with security.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. So you started budget, but you've been moving and experiencing much nicer things.
Much nicer. And I mean, honestly, the adventure part, that's how I'm all of the above. I go mostly for adventure. I go for an excursion. You know, I want to ride a snowmobile on a glacier in Iceland. I want to bungee jump in Africa. But then I have those island trips for like a weekend, 2-3 days. That's where I'm sitting on a beach. That's my vacation from vacationing. You know?
I'm laughing here.
Yeah.
And then what's different, so Tristen and I are very different. Like going somewhere for a weekend to me could be exhausting, but it's exhilarating to you. It's a vacation from a vacation.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it's a 2.5-hour, 3-hour flight to an island. To me, in my head, I'm like, I drive to Philadelphia from New York. That's 2 hours.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? What's
point.
the plane? That's my little vacation from vacation.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So number 4 would be, what is your favorite destination? What trip did you just absolutely love and wish people would know more about or think everyone should at least do once in their life?
This one's tough. Southeast Asia has my heart. It does. Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. It has my heart. Food, culture, the best hospitality in the entire world. They will drop everything to cater to you. They're the nicest people. But Spain, I love Spain. I love the Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. All year round, Spain has events, and their culture is beautiful. Their food's amazing. I also love the Middle East.
I know that's one area that you have visited, and I've been trying to do a little bit of this, so that's exciting. Where did you like, or in the Middle East?
I mean, I think everybody says Dubai. Dubai is great. Dubai is great because you can see where if a country or an area puts their money towards just building everything new, everything's futuristic. It's almost like China in a way, in Japan, how when they get new technology, they put it in their culture, they put it in their cities, and it blows your mind. So I love those. I love that. If you want to have a great experience in travel as like a backpacker, where your money goes the most, Southeast Asia, I believe everybody should go there at least once in their life because the people are amazing, and $100 can last you a week. It's just insane. Middle East, if you want to go and see some futuristic cities and have a ball, because it's all moneyed out there, and you don't have to be rich to go. That is such a lie. At the Burj Khalifa, I had a full lunch meal for $8.
Wow.
Drink, food, everything. At the tallest building in the world. It's not that expensive. Don't let people lie to you. And then Europe, I think everybody has to go to Europe at least once. Spain, that's my favorite.
That's fantastic. So what is the destination that's at the top of your bucket list? Like, where do you want to get to next?
I have been checking off the top of my bucket list every single year for the past 6 years.
So what's left?
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
It's my last continent.
Okay.
Last continent.
So do you know a lot about that? Because that's someplace that's not on many people's bucket list.
No, penguins are my favorite.
Okay.
It's my favorite animal. You can do a polar plunge there. You can kayak. I think they have skiing. There's just so much. I think mostly it's because it's my last continent, but the more and more I research it, the more excited I get because it's like another planet. And again, not a lot of people go.
Right.
Right? It's very unique.
Wonder how you even get there. Like, do you have to a lot of connections from the U.S.?
You fly from here to Argentina.
Okay.
Argentina or the tip of Chile. And then you take a boat. You can take a boat, helicopter, plane. There's multiple ways. A cruise is the cheapest. You can get a cruise for around $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, depending on when you're going. Yeah. That's the only issue.
So that's
expensive.
Probably why it's the one that's still on your bucket list.
It's just, if it wasn't that expensive, it wouldn't. But I'm going to get there hopefully in the next 2 years.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was exciting because that is definitely not at the top of everyone's bucket list. So I just learned a little bit, at least how to get there. Interesting. Is there anywhere, because you've obviously done a lot of travels, is there anywhere that you don't recommend?
I think everybody should experience every inch and every corner of this world themselves and make their own opinion on every place that they go, because, your favorite place in the world could be somebody's worst place in the world. My favorite place could be the worst for you. I would say, if anything, just be cautious, especially if you're an American citizen or if you're someone from England who doesn't travel a lot. Don't act like you're in America. Don't act like you're in England, Learn the laws, learn the rules, learn the culture before you go. Talk to the locals, because they're going to give you the best advice. And so don't go throughout the country and just think, oh, I'm an American, I can do whatever I want, this. It's not going to end well. And I think, just do your own research before you go. But everybody should.
But that's great advice. I mean, when you say, where don't you recommend, if you're not acting appropriately, that would be a place, if you don't know how to behave, that is not a place you should go to.
Exactly.
In many places of the world. That will be the advice. Make sure you do think about where you're going so that you don't have to put that on your list of, I don't recommend going there. I'm going to end it with, what is your best travel tip? What is something that you do when you travel, or either whether it's in preparing or while you're traveling, that you think would help others?
Search your flights in incognito mode on Safari, whether it be on your phone or your laptop, because airlines will check and see that you are going to that website, and they're seeing that you're looking at JFK to Taiwan, JFK to Taiwan, JFK to Taiwan. Then they're like, oh, I see you're seeing this, so I'm going to raise some of the prices a little bit.
Yeah, you're serious. So I'm going to start.
Exactly. And depending on the day, I used to work for the airlines. I got some of the tips of airline travel and how they look at buying tickets. So Friday, Saturday, and Thursday, and Sunday. Unfortunately, those are bad times of the week to look and to buy tickets. If you're being serious, you look up tickets on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
Sometimes Monday's not even the best. But Tuesday, Wednesday, the middle of the week, those are the best. Normally, the prices drop on those days. Look in incognito mode as well.
I do that.
I can't.
I do that. Because that has happened to me.
Yeah.
And then when you go on, incognito, it's different. So.
Yeah, you don't accept the cookies,
right.
So they're not reading all of your information. Now, I'm not going to get into all that, but
and I've heard that. Yeah, but it definitely helps.
Yeah.
And wow, this has been great, Tristen. Thank you so much for your time. I really, I see value in this expert series. I hope the audience does as well. I thought you've brought a lot of great information, and I am so glad that you were my first travel expert on Travels with Alicia.
I thank you for having me, and it was such a pleasure, such a pleasure. You guys, please subscribe to the podcast.
Thank you.